saw when the Snow White saw a picture of what was assumed to be the seven dwarves, and it was I'll be honest, I'm usually never at a loss for words, but I legitimately don't know how to describe this. Look, I don't know. I do know what Disney was going for. They wanted a diverse group of people because they believe in inclusivity and all that jazz, but guess what? All those people got replaced. Yes, even the dwarf. I just know that guy absolutely loathes these pictures. Like, I just imagine him working out in his garage, fighting, bench pressing, weights clash against the bar, and he's not even counting the reps because the only thing going on in his mind is the fear of the World Star level. Your job to digital revenue. Let's be honest, the computer-generated dwarves are weird. The next universe. The only good thing about kids being desensitized to everything these days is they won't go home with nightmares after watching this. It looks so bad in that teaser that Disney dropped. And as of the making of this video, the dislikes on that trailer are in the low to mid-90% range. And that's most likely with Disney trying to pump out artificial lights to make it seem like people actually want to see this cinematic train. But it's not just the bad CGI dwarfs. The animals look just as awful, if not worse. Seriously, give this thing to Bambi's mother tree and just put it out of its misery. That's terrible. And then there's our antagonist. Rachel Zegler just doesn't possess Snow White's grace and aura. The animated adaptations of Snow White is incredibly appreciated. This version has this condescending undertone that she's a monk hell asserting herself as some kind of unwanted leader in a house where she's the guest. Why does the Disney support this film project out of disaster? Everyone's hated stage one. It's gone through a multitude of rewrites and reshoots and constantly salvaging this thing. True film has saved this movie as putting together a documentary pretend it never happened. Well, because it's probably too late. When Batgirl got scrapped, it was a $90 million project that was able to be used as a tax write-off. And it was decided to release it. It was only set to release on Saturday, not a tax white. To work hard at the ultimate strategy different. And then she earlier need to make over $336 million just to break even in that because the budget for this thing was not advertising. It was $209 million. Advertising budget that came out here around. The budget is never given out. Big savings. I'm sure it would be way more than that. No one's surprised if it ended up spending more than $400 million on this thing. Just for it to get made worse than the Marvel. Luckily, Deadpool and Wolverine was a good success these days. At least, still they're getting more and more expensive to make. Well, it's a tough book, so it's complicated. Así es como los restaurantes cristianos delante, estás loco.
lately, Snow White decided to help him out, at least to help keep his channel active while he works on other stuff. And I figure with the recent disaster that was D23 Expo, where Disney has officially entered their give the shows their slump phase, and just look at all those sequels and remakes that will inevitably be inferior to the original. I think it's time to risk the time roasting of the live-action remakes. Before we know into the newest Snow White trailer, I think it's only fair that we recap first. So for those who didn't see it, or for those who just missed listening to it, let's discuss what our fair maiden thinks of the original.
I just gave it a tell for the teaser yeah, she's with a prince, and she's not dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. And so it's just a beautiful story for I think young people everywhere to see themselves in. I think, there's perfect not there was a big focus on her story with the guy who literally stalks her. Love stories just because we have to die in the movie, right? It's pretty good. It's one of those things that I think are just gonna have the results of what that might be, but it's really not about the love story at all, which is wonderful. And whether it's love along the way, all men who seem to get cut, who knows? It's Hollywood, maybe. Para prevenir delitos en las 4 regiones del estado, llevamos el control tomando control de la paz para seguir la paz y el orden en la región más cerca. Hoy no tenemos
So, according to this info, the original Snow White was nothing more than a damsel in distress who had to be saved by the prince, and the prince was just a creepy guy who wanted Snow White for sex. I don't know whether to blame corporate greed or political correctness or people having the memory of a goldfish or all of the above for the incredibly brain-dead take that Rachel gave in these interviews in order to downplay what is arguably one of the most important movies in the media of film. I would say that I'm shocked by this turn of events, but let's be honest, this is not the first time this has happened, and it's certainly not going to be the last. This is just another example of Hollywood trying to downplay the art form they claim to care about so much in a desperate attempt to convince people like Kathleen Kennedy, Anita Sarkeesian, and Lily Orchard that the entertainment industry is finally starting to have more respect for women. Oh, it's not enough that the live-action version of Snow White be an independent and complex female lead. Let's just throw the original one under the rug where you don't have to meet it. You know that incredibly visually big take that people that this river when they got made a blind assumption that it was an unobjectified aerial murder in right for so that was definitely bad, but at the very least you can say it was a single great invisible effectively productive. This is the entire shot now. Because people misunderstood what Snow White was actually about and was like making history by a human up that it came out. More than upset by this, but I'd like to point out one isolated incident that Disney has finally opted it would be this one. There is a story like that I was not make that whatever like for example, doesn't that literally not lady was and like that like the story of a strong independent female protagonist who don't need no man. I recently been marathoning the animated Disney movies in chronological order, and in my marathon of Disney animated movies, I have watched the original Snow White very recently, so I can confirm with 100% certainty that the original Snow White is not in any way like how Rachel described it. The original Snow White is a simple and charming story that anyone can relate to. It's about being kind, soft, gentle, and having compassion for people around you and inspiring them to be the better version of themselves. But the main character expresses a lot of gratitude to seven strangers who remember each other from a great voice by the children in their cottage in the middle of the movies, in which you can see independent voice of the way and tries to them as a token of her thankfulness. And along the way, Lessons like how to clean up for themselves, the importance of helping people in their time of need, and the rewarding sensation of giving to others while expecting nothing from them in return. Heck, even Birth by Sleep got this right.
Hang on, pretty small.
Soon enough. Sure, in terms of story, it's linear and average, but it never does anything to insult children's intelligence, nor does it send any harmful messages. And while I normally don't spend a lot of time talking about visuals as they're a moot point compared to everything else, I will acknowledge that for a movie made in 1937, the animation is phenomenal. Everything about this film's artistry is so captivating and alive. You can tell that the artists put their heart and souls into crafting it. There's so much variety in the colors, and the movements of the characters are so fluid and refreshing. And the set pieces and backgrounds they made for the setting are really mesmerizing and full of personality. The gentle atmosphere of the forest and the dark gloominess of the Queen's castle. But the most important element by far is how the writers were able to successfully get the audience to connect with its characters and their chemistry. I feel like a lot of people give Snow White the short end of the stick just because compared to other princesses like Jasmine, Ariel, and Belle, she's not that deep and complex. Granted, Snow White isn't as complex as those three, but she was never meant to be this deep and complex character. This was the first of a reason I can't believe it's on my hands, but now I intend to use Snow White's deep and complex character. The challenge was working with the time and budget they were given to bring Snow White truly to life through the medium of animation, and given the final product, they succeeded. Snow White, while not an incredibly deep character, is a very well-written heroine and a really well-written. She has to run away from home until almost getting killed by a group and who was sent to assassinate her by her stepmother, got lost in a really scary part of the woods, and was completely frightened to the point of fear. But when she's waited by the forest that almost regains her courage and shares up, she even uses the apologize to the animals for startling them. She knows how to make new friends in any situation, even if it's not always a good one. She doesn't take anything for granted either. When she first arrives at the cottage, Plums and the forest animals to clean the place alongside them. She doesn't just give them orders and make them do all the work. She directly participates in the cleaning. She sweeps, she dusts, she helps sort out the clothes, and even instructs them how to clean the stuff properly. The animals were very nice to help her find a place to stay and give her cottage so messy and she is feeling bad for them because he thinks of the possibility they don't have a mother to take care of them. She has a really positive outlook while cleaning after them and doesn't hold their dirty habits against them because she just wants to help them out of the kindness of her heart. She doesn't just feel like something for it. She actually wants to friends like this and that's what else while having a positive outlook on the mood. This is why the dwarfs find her so appealing. She doesn't act entitled by hanging cleaning the house for them over their heads. She just wanted to do it as an act of goodwill. She even takes the time to their hands up. She tells them bedtime stories, helps them get ready for work. She even takes time to make them get by in spite of their supposedly not liking her. Snow White is meant to be a very loving mother figure to the dwarfs, and it's shown to us through her acts of generosity and the time she spends having fun with them. The silly song musical number is actually one of my favorite scenes. Into their lives. It's really wholesome and tender seeing how a lifelong friendship